Losing a loved one is painful. The thought of losing a loved one can be scary, but experiencing it in reality is very tragic. The death of a loved one is devastating. Death is inevitable and painful. Coping with the loss of a loved one is not easy, but possible. There are ways to cope with the loss of a loved one to make the experience bearable. Everyone has ways of grieving. Grieving for the loss of a loved one should not make you feel bad. Allow yourself to grieve without judging or condemning yourself. Society sometimes expects different genders or people to mourn differently, but that should not be the case. We are all human and we have emotions. People should be allowed to grieve the way they do without being judged for it, especially if it is not harmful. In addition, the bereaved should not carry any burden of guilt of the loss, especially if nothing could have prevented this loss. People who are grieving should be allowed time and space to grieve. Trying to downplay the grieving process may make you push down these emotions and burst out one day eventually, since you are not healed emotionally from this shock and pain. It is advisable to also spend time with friends and families as you grieve. Their company gives you emotional support as they are grieving as well. It is important to accept help from people who offer help during the grieving process. When mourning, it is also good to take care of your health. These include exercising and eating healthy. As you are grieving, it is tempting to neglect your health, which affects your mental health. Taking care of yourself makes you live a healthy life and concentrate on other productive things. Also, one should have positive and good memories of the deceased loved one. The person who has passed on had a positive impact on you whilst alive, which is why you may be grieving. Having positive memories helps your grieving process as you remember the happy moments with your loved one. Finally, if you find it difficult to cope or bear the pain and shock of this loss, it is good to speak to a counselor or a bereavement group that can help you with this. It is never easy to lose someone you love, but when this happens, trying to grieve gives you the strength you need to overcome the pain. It is not easy, but this too shall pass. Take heart, and don't forget, people who are amazing help others to be amazing. Thank you.